everyone, welcome or welcome back to my channel. I'm PJ. I hope you guys have been well. I am really sorry that I haven't been able to film and upload a video the last couple of weeks. If you follow me on Instagram, I am the journaling potato over there as well. You might have seen via my stories that I have adopted a cat, and to help the cat acclimatize to his new home, I've kept him in my room for the last 2 weeks, just so he doesn't get overwhelmed with the space or just rooms. And he's been let out at the beginning of this week, and now I have time to sit down to journal and also to film this video today. He is a classic Velcro cat. He wants attention 24/7. Even if it's just for him sitting on your lap to have a groom and then fall asleep, he still wants to do it on your lap, which is, I've had another cat before Pepsi, my current cat, and my old cat was the exact opposite to Pepsi. Old cat didn't want to be touched, wants no attention, deals with everything by himself and is super independent, whereas this one here is super clingy, which is kind of what I've asked for. I wanted a lap cat because I was deprived of cuddles by my other cat, but Pepsi's taking it to a whole nother level. Anyway, I'm not complaining. I love it. It's really great. It just doesn't help with filming videos. But now he's exploring the other spaces, so I can film this video. And it's going to be primarily, I was actually thinking it to be a flip-through video of my April pages in my traveler's notebook, passport, and my Hobonichi A6 Avec. However, while prepping for this video, or while pulling items for this video, I also thought I should do a show and tell of things that I have accumulated in the past few weeks, like stationery things, washi tapes and stuff, because a lot of my favorite stationery designers have released items and I could not order them. And I think before we do the flip through, I just wanted to quickly talk through some planner magnets, because planner magnets are fairly new to my life as a stationery addict person, and I have seen these diptyque inspired planner magnets a lot. Sorry, I want to be in the middle of the screen. There we go. And if you are new to these, yes, you are not mistaken for seeing things double, because that's actually what I thought when I first came across these. I thought, because a lot of people don't really tag designers, which is perfectly fair and fine, but I didn't know there were at least two designers that do these planner magnets inspired by the candle making brand Diptyque. So I think originally, when the first time I saw one of these magnets was this coffee one by Point Blank Co. Stationery. However, when I was ready and remembered that I wanted one of these magnets, when I was ready to buy them, when I was looking for these magnets, I think I came across this one by Kubo and Lucy. They are ever so slightly different in design, but not really something that maybe, or at least for me, I didn't acknowledge that there were different brands and different designs when I first came across them, because the initial thing that stick with you is that the fact that they are Diptyque inspired and they're cute. So my first magnets were from Kubo and Lucy that I placed maybe a month or month and a half ago, and very recently I've ordered these ones from Point Blank Co. Stationery. And I just wanted to talk you through these two if you are thinking in buying these, or if you have one or the other and you wondered about how they differ and whether, I don't know, you want to acquire the other one. So first things first is the size and the overall design differences. I must say the designs vary. The line width of the oval frame vary from piece to piece. So within the same company's design. So for example, in this one here, in the planner one, you can see the two outer oval rings. They are both quite thick and they almost look like they're the same thickness. Whereas I think with this one here, the outer one, the very, very outer one, is thicker than the one closer to it. And then you have a thicker one and a thinner one. And here in the inside you have a thicker one and a thinner one. And you know, they are not, I think it must be like a manufacturing thing. Like this one, these two lines aren't really properly offset from each other. They're not even the same shape. But you know, I think from just kind of using them, it's not a huge deal, but they will vary between items, even though it's the same designer basically. But if you were to compare these two, they're overall a little bit slimmer and all of the lines seem to be fairly similar. They are not super, super different, though these two outer lines may be a bit broader than these two. And overall, the lines here are a bit thicker than this one. But again, I think it must be a manufacturing thing, because you can see there's a slight difference in line width between the D, A, and I in daily, and then the we in weekly. These are much finer, these are much chubbier. So I think this is just one of the things that happen, and you can't really tell when you look at a picture on Instagram. So I think maybe I'm quite a picky person. No, wait. Let's rewind. I know I'm quite a picky person, and it's probably not something that you, like most people, or you would have noticed or even feel like it's worth mentioning. But I thought I do, just so you know that there are quality differences between each of them and also amongst themselves from the same company. So just be aware of it when you order them, because they are not the cheapest of things. But also I don't think, you know, it's worth officially complaining about, if you understand what I mean. So okay, and then other differences is the thickness between these metals. So the Cubo and Lucy ones, which are these ones, the actual pin design is slightly thicker. And then this one here from Point Blank Stationery is ever so slightly thinner. I think there's only a mil or 0.5 mil in between them. Then the actual magnetic backing. So the Kubo and Lucy ones, the actual piece, the design itself is made using a metal that is magnetic. So you just need a magnet to hold it in place, and they come with this chunky little magnet, and it's strong enough. So this is this one. The Point Blank Stationery ones, the actual design isn't magnetic, and therefore they have stuck a metallic plate to the design that then can be used with the magnet, because that plate itself, that one here with the little bumps, that is now magnetic. I feel that this backing has been designed for this purpose, or it might be designed for, you know, like name tags at conferences that you wear. They look really similar as well at the back. While I don't like the fact that the actual design isn't magnetic, I do like this type of magnet, because it means that you can't kind of so if I show you them next to each other here, this one feels like it's really easily pushed away, because it has this raised height to it, so it kind of catches easily. This one is not so much, and it feels just much more like streamlined, I guess is what I'm talking about. But what I've done is I have bought myself a really thin magnet that I then use to hold this in place. I actually use two of these slimmer magnets on this big design to hold it in place, but I prefer the entire design thickness not to be too chubby. Both of these are quite chubby. I think they both will end up being about 5 millimeters or maybe this one ever so slightly more if you look at this, the you know, height, thickness from the side, which is, I don't know, as for planner magnet, you don't want it to be that chubby, right? You don't want it to add that much bulk. So that's that. And then I wanted to talk about these kind of two flower designs. Again, both of them. So this is Kubo Lucy. So these four Kubo Lucy over here, and then these four, these 5 with this one here as well. These are Point Blank Stationery. Kubo Lucy, Point Blank Stationery. The flower one here, there's Kubo and Lucy have a very similar camellia or peony. Actually, maybe that's the difference. I think this is a peony from Point Blank Stationery, and this is supposed to be a camellia, which are two very different flowers, but design-wise they look really similar. And I'm sure Kubo Lucy has basically this design in the kind of gold-rimmed white enamel combination. But with this one from Point Blank Stationery, it actually is magnetic itself, so then it reduces the bulk quite significantly, and in that case I would prefer this one. Whereas with the Kubo and Lucy one, I'm just now using my own magnet that's nice and slim, and it's really quite nice. It's just very slimline. The reason why I have ordered from Point Blank Stationery, after realizing after I've ordered these that Point Blank Stationery have kind of pretty much a very similar design, is because they have collaborated with one of my favorite stationery design brands, Salam Creative, to make this little fountain pen nib planner magnet, and it's just so nice. I love the design. It is so Salam Creative. It's very distinctively them, and I think it's just a really nice design. I prefer it over some of the other kind of fountain pen designs that I have seen before. I think it hits the balance between something really stylized and cute, but at the same time really elegant. So yeah, I really like it, so I had to buy these. A quick note on these is that the very edges here, I don't think it will show on camera, but maybe a little bit. These bits here are a bit sharp, so they do mark your notebook leathers. If I may show, I can show it on the back here. So this is how it looks at the moment, this corner here. If I put this magnet on, and if I just rub a bit, you can see that it has marked the leather. So be careful if you have leather that is not that you don't want to scratch, basically, or will look a bit maybe less pretty when it's scratched. So I think what I will do is I'll probably file the edges down a bit so it's a bit smoother. But again, these new ones here, they're also magnetics themselves, so that's really nice, and I really like it. What I will do now is, I think, is also I will, instead of using my super thin magnet for these bigger ones and these chunky magnets, I will probably use Point Blank Stationery's magnets on the Kubo Lucy pin fronts. If I had to pick between one of these two, I think I will go for the Kubo and Lucy one. It could just be the fact that these were my first planner magnets that I've bought. But personally, even though I like the smaller size because I use small notebooks, so the smaller size do look better on a smaller notebook, I prefer the letter arrangement and the kind of how filled this border is with writing, compared to these where there's a bit more gap in between the writing. And I must also say that yeah, I think the letter arrangement here I prefer a bit more than these ones, even though I think in Diptyque's design you see quite evenly arranged letters, as well as fairly like diagonally and slightly more messy arranged letters. So personally I probably pick these also because now that I have these Point Blank Stationery magnets, I can use them on the Kubo and Lucy pins, but honestly I think they're both equally good, and I don't regret getting any of them. Yeah, so I'm pretty happy, and I hope this was helpful for those that haven't got these magnets and have been thinking of maybe getting them, and were wondering whether they're seeing double and triple, because there's so many of these similar designs out there, and they weren't sure what they're looking at. So now you know, Kubo and Lucy, or Point Blank Stationery. Right, so then, okay, before I go into my notebooks, then another show and tell of new things that I bought. Washi tapes. If you're a fan like me, you probably have been waiting for Salam Creative to release her new sticker lineup. Washi tape lineup. She is actually doing some new stickers as well, sticker sheets. I've seen some sneak peeks on Instagram, and they look good. She has 2 sticker sheets. One is Love Summer, one is Hate Summer, and they're hilarious. I love it. Okay, so these are her gingham and foiled washi tapes. I think they're all really nice. They're really useful because they're so plain and simple, which is a very good thing. One of my most used kind of background washi to go with quite a lot of different other brand kind of pet tape stickers, or kind of washi stickers, is Salam Creative's checkerboard design that she did last year in black. Really nice. So I had to buy the whole set of these. I think at the moment my most use out of these 4 is this really pale one, because I think I'm in a spring mood and I just want something delicate. And then these 2 I think are super beautiful. Sorry, I'm actually picking on like the sides because I don't know whether there's like a little bit of Pepsi hair stuck to it, because he loses a lot of fur and his fur is everywhere. So I really like these 2. One is coffee themed and one is kind of afternoon tea or like cream tea kind of themed, like cake and tea or cake and coffee, and I love it. I think this one could be literally tea and cake or coffee and cake, which is wonderful. And I think this one is just great as well. Yes, it's supposed to be coffee. Obviously Agnes, she is Italian. So yeah, her coffee drinking heritage must be strong. So I just love them both. I love the little hearts, the really subtle hearts. Actually, I've started a washi thing sample page, because I've never done it before, and then I see loads of people do it, and then I think it's a really good idea and I should have one. So this is how they look stuck down. And I think they're amazing. So the coffee, so the tea and cake one have gold foiling on them, really delicately, and it looks like, it makes the teacups and the teapot really delicate and nice, and like really English, I think. And then this one, I think it actually looks, it looks very Italian, even though there's a croissant in there, but I'm sure, and I just love the design of the kind of, it's basically gingham as well, but really well designed, with a lot of detail. I think that this is why I like Salam Creative. Her detail is so good. And then these are the 4 washi tapes. So the foiling is, for me, is fairly secondary. I just really liked the colors and just the splatters of dots, but of course the foiling adds to it. So these 2 here, the olive and the charcoal, they are both silver foil, and the 2 in the middle are gold foil. For me, this charcoal looks a little bit more bluish. Actually, I must say the camera picks this up as charcoal, but in real life, when I look at it, it's a lot more bluish, like a bluish gray, rather than this charcoal that the camera's picked up. Yeah, so it's interesting. It doesn't really stop me from using it. but just so you know, it looks ever so slightly different off screen. And also, yeah, the olive looks more olive on camera, but in real life, again, it looks a bit more blue. But yeah, so that's that. And then move on to the Coffee Monsters Co. In January, I basically snoozed and I completely missed the sign up for the subscription for quarter 1 for Helen's stuff. And I was really glad to see that Helen released, I think she doesn't call it overstock. I think she basically just ordered more and released them to like all of us that have snoozed. Oh, actually this is not part of that. So I basically bought all of the stickers, the little wrap-on stickers, which looking at what is still left in, like, for example, miso paper overstock, seems like it's not as popular as like all the other ones, but I'm so excited to use these. I think they're going to be really cool. But I've basically ordered all of the ones that I could, that I wanted, because I think the theme is really good. It's basically really urban, you know, city building and all of that. And I've ordered these 2 washi tapes. So this cityscape was released last year in terms of design, but it was like a cityscape, I guess, now during daytime, putting these 2 together, which I think is pretty cool. So hang on a minute, it's like this. So this year's for the subscription quarter 1, it's the one with the dark one with the moon. Actually, there was a moon here as well, but I guess this is more like a more you know, evening. Well, I don't know what I'm trying to say. Basically, they're 2 different colors, and I must say, at the beginning when she released it, I couldn't quite. I know it was a little bit different to the one that I already owned, but I couldn't quite understand what was different, and it's only now that I have them next to each other that I'm like, oh yeah, obviously this one has like a dark sky and this one doesn't. But yeah, do you need both? No, you don't. I don't think so. But I feel like I'm kind of collecting her stuff now. So yes, I do need to use both. I own both. This one, the car one, I love. So the design is quite, so the oval shape of the vehicles, they are repeat quite often. Like, for example, this taxi comes up again, and then this is the same shaped car, and then you have a bus. But the actual repeat in terms of exact same vehicle coming up is quite long. I haven't swatched the whole thing because I don't want to waste it as just a swatch, but it's really cute. I love it. And you know, sometimes the light lights up, some lights don't light up, sometimes somebody is honking, so it's really cute. I love it. I'm so glad I have them. I was really sad when I couldn't sign up to quarter 1, but I am signed up on quarter 2, and I am really looking forward to the new ones. And I've also ordered this little sticker sheet, which actually now lives in this folder at the front, because I'm studying for exam, and it's a major roller coaster. So sometimes my study days go really well, and I feel like I have actually taught myself some more knowledge, and some days they're so bad I basically feel like I don't know why I'm sitting this exam, because I for sure will fail it. So I bought these, and it's literally a roller coaster. So one day it's a good day and one day it's a bad day. You can see here, so good day, bad day, and didn't even study day because I was too tired. Anyway, this is May. We don't need to look at that. So this lives here, so I can reach for it as and when I need it, which is quite a lot recently. So we put this back here, and I think that more or less concludes all the little stationery things that I've bought. Oh no, actually no, that's not true. I was gonna swatch these 3. They were a very recent release, I think 10th of May release. I had to have this green planner one because I love this particular green. She has another green. Let me just quickly grab it. So the reason I even started collecting TCMC is because I saw this particular washi at my friend's, and I fell in love with the color, the green color of money, because I initially only fell in love with the color, and then I looked close and I saw that it was like all about kind of currency and money and budgeting and payday and saving and splashing the cash, and it was just so hilarious. It makes, like, you know, the green color of like dollar notes, but make it cute. So I thought I was so lucky that she re-released these because I think it was a limited edition at the time when my friend got it. So yeah, look, I love it so much. I haven't even used it. It's really bad, isn't it? I do it with a lot of stuff that I really, really like, that I just don't use it. I'm so precious about it. I don't even want to open it, but I have to open it. Maybe in a month where I actually manage to save some money and have a little no spend on stationery, I will use it as a celebration. But at the moment, I'm not doing very well in this, so I'm not spending it. Sorry, I'm not opening it. And then these little cat ones are really cute. That's also from like a little while ago when it was like a cat and fountain pen something, I think, and I really like this green as well. Oh, I don't know why my camera just slowed down for a bit. I'm sorry about that. And then, so obviously when this kind of green, this is a bit more of a bluish green. It's not as nice as the dollar as the dollar green, but I still love it. I just really had to have it, just for the sake of it being a really pale bluish green, really similar to my favorite washi of all time. So let's swatch this one. I actually, yeah, now that I've started swatching these washi, I do like these pages. It's really nice. It's all the stuff that I've bought this year in terms of washi, which was not really something that I set out to do, but now it has happened, so we will just roll with it and not think about the fact that one of my New Year's resolutions was not to buy too much new washi, because I don't need the washi. So this is the repeat. It's quite a short repeat, but it's very nice. I like it. I think now that I'm in the A5, short repeats don't bother me as much anymore. And also I've heard like so many other reasons and other people saying why short repeats are good for them, that you know, I'm not as picky as I was at the beginning, because I used to say, oh, why is the repeat so short? Why can't they make it a bit longer? So, you know, when I'm using an A5 notebook, like my A5 Avec, that I could go across 2 pages and not have a repeat. But yeah, I think so there are multiple reasons. So from the designer's perspective, obviously they have to come up with the designs, they have to arrange them. There's some cost implications as well, depending on how long the repeat is. Some washi design companies give you only a designated length for repeats, etc. And from some users, I've heard that they actually prefer a shorter repeat because the repetitiveness of the design is actually more calming than having continuously new things. And so yeah, so I have learned there are loads of reasons why repeats are short, and I should just not be so picky. So here as well, this one here is interesting because while the emojis are repeating, the background is not. So if you look at this jumping up emoji, next to it on the left you have a cloud and a lightning, whereas on this one here it is Saturn, or like basically a planet with rings next to it. So it's not really a true repeat, because obviously these are very different. Oh, I was really keen in getting this particular washi design, the kind of grey the grey. I can't remember. I think it's called stormy grey or grey stormy, something along those lines. But I really like it because it's so nice and monochrome and great. It kind of blends into the background, but also not because of so much foiling. Yeah, I was really glad that she released these ones because I also have one that is I have two actually. Oh my goodness. I have two that's basically the same design. One is blue. Oh, I might as well show you. One is blue and one is kind of pink and orange. But they're both really bold and yeah, I don't actually use them that much. And I think this one here I will use a lot more because it is so subtle. It's just really nice. The foiling is slightly different as well, just to show you. So the new one here, that is silver foiling. This one here is gold, and this one here is do you call this holographic? I think it's holographic. So it has like little specks of color. You can see that in the moon. It's speckly. So yeah, so that's that. Let me just swatch this one. This one, this vertical classic emoji washi, that also came, I think the same design came foiled for the Q1 subscriptions. I didn't actually get the ones that were foiled because I thought I don't need it. And then my friend said, no, you need it. And then I thought, yeah, I think I need it. So now I've bought it without the foiling. Because FOMO, and oh, they're cute. Okay, so I think this one I'm just gonna put down here. Yeah, I think she was right. I think I do need them. They're really cute. Yeah, so these are my TCMC new purchases of this month, I'm gonna call it, and last month. And then this one is my Salam Creative ones, and I'm so happy about these washi tapes. I love them. Okay, right. So I think this is finally all my purchases done. Put it over here. I was gonna put this magnet, this Salam Creative and Point Blank Stationery collab magnet on here to hold these two things together. I'll probably use my skinny magnet because this doesn't need that much strength. And then these two stickers, the dot stickers, live over here. So I will have them in here, and I think it's really lovely. So that's that. Let's put this over here. So now let's get to the actual flip through. It's been, let's see, okay, let's do this so we can get all of this done in under an hour. So this is my monthly grid completed for April. I don't pre-decorate or plan in these, so they're only for kind of memory keeping and kind of fun decorating afterwards. So these are the previous 3 months, and I'm keeping it quite minimal, and also try not to write too much myself because my handwriting isn't particularly neat. It looks a bit it doesn't look really good basically when I write too much, which I've discovered in my previous monthly grids. And also I think what I haven't shown you guys on camera is I have started this huge tracker of things on this kind of turning the page to a new year double page that is just basically a double page that's empty, and I've basically split it into the 6 months that happen in this Avec, and have a key at the top, and there's just nothing at the bottom, but it divides really nicely into these even columns, and I'm basically tracking my sleep, whether I'm tired or not, whether I've started to track the days that I feel not 100%, so if I feel a bit unwell or ill, or if I'm actually ill, and I am tracking whether I've gone for a walk or not, whether I've closed all my rings or not. So I use an Apple Watch, and it tells you whether you've closed all your rings, which basically means you have moved a lot. So you've hit your step count, you stood up enough during the day, and you've done some exercise. When I close all my rings, I use one of these iridescent little stickers, and I love it. It's basically it's an incentive for me to close my rings, because I really want to use the iridescent sticker for it, because it makes the page look fun. I also track my migraines, if I get a migraine, because I get them a lot, and how bad the migraine was, etc. And I think it's turning out to be quite interesting, and quite interesting to see the kind of whether, you know, my activity level drops when I'm well and things like that. The idea I got from Dandelion Diaries. I've seen one of her videos of her setting it up, and I thought it's a genius idea to use up my double page like that. And it's just nice to have your track things on one page, because I do actually also track kind of some of my habits, like reading, taking vitamins, things like that, and my exercises. But it's kind of nice to have it on one page. But I basically made sure that I don't track anything. Actually, that's not true. I track my migraines on here as well as on this page, but otherwise I try not to double up on my tracking, because we all know how much I hate doubling up on putting down information. Okay, so that's that. I'm really looking forward every day actually to do these, and it's good. It's good. So April. This is my April header page in my A6, and that's kind of just if I've been on like a dinner date with a friend, or if I've purchased some stuff. So I purchased some yarn, purchased something from Muji, went to like a stationery fest as well, so I bought some stuff. So I just put these down. And then at the beginning of the month in April, I was fostering a lost cat, and basically spent 2 weeks trying to find the owner, and was about to give up. And then the owner called me and said, "Oh, I think you've got my cat." And it transpired that the cat has been missing for 2 months. So I think, I don't know, I feel like the owners must have have either already given up or were about to give up, because I think 2 months is a long time. And it was, I think, potluck. I put up lost posters, and it was a friend of theirs who seen the poster and sent them my phone number. And I think if it wasn't for the friend remembering, I think we would have never been reunited, or they would have never been reunited with their cat, because we live at completely different, like we don't live nearby. So God knows how the cat got to where he's gotten. So yeah, that was kind of quite a cool experience that we managed to reunite the cat. Yeah, so that was at the beginning of the month, and towards the end of the month, I obviously adopted a cat. So yeah, so I really like making crosses with washi tape and use them as decoration when I'm not sure what I'm supposed to do. This is some more stuff. I tried basically taping up the hourly grid, so I can feel like I'm using more of the page, but that was okay. I do like combining. I finally started combining very different brands together on one page, and I do quite like it now. At the if you've seen some of my older things, you will see that I really rarely combined different companies or different designers' work, because I thought I want to keep it coherent. And oh my god, I almost forgot. I hope this is going to be interesting, because I think in my last flip through video I was talking about the fact that I would like to use my Hobonichi a little bit like my traveler's notebook. So let's do a flip through of my traveler's notebook to kind of give you an idea how I use the pages. So I oftentimes insert a page, so I rip the original page out and insert a page. And I do not like Traveler's Notebooks design, like the graphics that they use. It's a bit too on brand. Like it is like a stamp, so like it's like a Visa stamp or like traveling stamp, but it's a bit maybe a bit too on brand for me. So I usually have at the very least that section cut out. Sometimes I leave it once a month or like every 2 months. And it's very minimal in the sense that I don't use any decorative washi tape. So the washi tape that I do use, I use for a specific purpose, and that usually is to hold something down. And I do this a lot as well, where I use like a packaging thing, paper bag, and I keep it as a bag, and I insert it as a page right on it, but then also keep some stuff that I have like purchased that came with this paper bag. I leave it in here. This thing is in particular is this hot pot charm. It's a hot pot shaker charm. It's literally the most useless thing. Like it has no purpose other than keeping me happy, which I suppose is a good purpose. So you basically buy this hot pot, this ginormous charm here, and then you buy these blind bags that kind of are separate. Like they've separated the possible things that you can have in a hot pot into like 4 categories. You have like a vegetable, like a fresh pack, aromatic pack, and then you have hearty pack, or like a savory pack. And it's basically a case of, you know, collect them all kind of thing. And I really wanted this shaker charm, and I waited for ages for it to be restocked, and I love it. Again, yes, it is one of those things that serve absolutely no purpose, but just looking extremely cute and cheering me up when I see it. I love going to hot pot with friends. It's one of the best kind of dinners or lunches or whatever you can have. It's just so joyous. So yeah, that's why. Yeah, I bought that. Okay, so that's that. And yeah, I basically like changing the look of each page, or you know, a little bit changing of the look of the page. And sometimes I write like vertically, I guess, because obviously the lines in this particular piece of paper, it goes this way. And I use this mainly for planning, so there's not much memory keeping. There's a little bit, but mainly for planning. And then this is now May. So May, I've inserted a whole new page with like a little tab. So yeah, so this is how I use my traveler's notebook, which is, like I said, it's quite minimal. It's quite functional. Sometimes there's a bit of fun, like for example this thing. And I kind of wanted to do something similar to this in my Hobonichi Avec, because I feel slightly bored of having to go across 2 notebooks and then transcribe this or that across 2 formats. I have been keeping it up anyway, because I think at least for this year, or for at least the first 6 months, because I've started this now, I want to complete my traveler's notebook too. But I do think next year I will phase out one of them. At the moment, it seems like I will phase out my traveler's notebook because I spent good money on this cover, on this leather cover. But I don't know. I don't know what I will do, because there's now also thought of maybe I will go into the traveler's notebook standard size, but not actually using anything that is traveler's notebook branded. So I'm thinking of maybe getting another cover made like this and use it with an insert that is the size of a standard, but not actually traveler notebook branded. We will see. Anyway, so coming to this, so here's when I actually decide I'm just going to go for it. I'm not going to just think about it. So I basically inserted this page to indicate this new journey. Yeah, I love a little bit of, you know, using like tracing paper or like transparent, like translucent paper to write on stuff. Here, so something that I like, about the Hobonichi is that each calendar, so each day has a very defined space to write in, and then the grid stops and you have a border. And I think that in particular, this concept of having this border works for me because of this type of paper that Hobonichi has, this Tomori River paper, this super thin paper. For me, needs a little bit of structure, and the structure, instead of it being a physical structure, I need it as like a grid around, you know, like having it as a frame. But I do, when I insert pages, like here, for example, oh, actually, this is not an insert of a page. This is just inserting a section into this paper. I keep the border, and then I use washi tape on this side here to hold it in place, and tape here to hold it in place on this side, and then I use matte tape here, and I think, oh no, just here, to keep it in place, and then I salvage this little date section here that was cut out from here and put it on there, and I try to align like some bits so it looks like, you know, it's meant to be. And I didn't, so what I do as well, I think as soon as I start using it, like my traveler's notebook, I sense that I'm gonna write a lot less, because I like just the color blocking, almost like the textures from the different kind of grids, more so than actually wanting to fill up the page with things. So I probably end up writing less. The other thing that I have is the reason why the traveler's notebook works for me so well is because I use it for planning. I can actually plan in it. The Hobonichi I cannot, because number one, I'm not using the monthly grid as a planning exercise. That's just memory keeping. And number two, I prefer a weekly spread, either like this or the vertical ones. Like in your Hobonichi A5, you have like a week on a double spread, but you have your hours, and then they're all like in vertical columns, spread across the double page. I need that to be able to plan, or I plan in what I call a horizontal layout like this. Otherwise, I can't plan. If my week is not on the same page, I cannot plan. So these daily pages in the A6 are just not really that useful for planning. They're great for memory keeping, but I am not really a huge memory keeper as such. So I kind of have started inserting like a separate weekly view so I can plan in it, and then so this is actually inserted as another page like this, so I can flick out of it, but then I made sure that I cut this corner away so the April is still visible, so it makes a nice little shape when you kind of open the page up like this. Doing it like this also means if I insert a different page, I can use stamps as well, which is quite nice. It makes it all look a bit more interesting, I think, more layered, and having basically a bit more depth to it rather than just a double page and a double page, which is beautiful, but I think I just need the kind of the play of different textures, different papers, different grids, and the depth of it. So that's that. And then, oh, this is when I received, I guess, when I received the Salam Creative order. So I've done like a double page, just Salam Creative, and that is basically how I used to use my A5 and how my other pages kind of look, and I really like that as well. So I want kind of this hybrid between both. So I want kind of this, which is what I consider very me, and then something that I've kind of learned when I started when I joined the online community and kind of got into Hobonichi. This is, you know, I think what a lot of people do with their Hobonichi. So here I'm basically using 3 different tapes by Salam Creative. There's tea and cake, or coffee and cake one, this coffee one, and then this olive gingham sticker, and I like it. And in fact, actually, this is gonna really annoy some people. But I'm somehow not too, like, I'm picky, right? But somehow I have dips of being picky and not too bad. So like this one, so this olive washi tape is actually gold foiled, and this one is also gold foiled, but this one here, the coffee one, is silver foiled, so I'm clashing my metallics. Oopsie. But I you know, I don't really mind it. I think it's equally nice. But yeah, it's probably gonna annoy some people, so I'm sorry about that. We will just move on. There was a sample sale recently in London for Simone Rocha, and she's one of my favorite clothing designers. So I went to it, and I've made a list of what I spent, which we will not look at because we will forget of how much I bought, because actually the sample sale wasn't as sampley sale as you expect. The prices weren't that low, so it was a tough day. So again, here I've inserted a page, and I've decided just not to write on it at all because I think nothing particularly exciting happened, and so I just left it. Again, I salvaged some bits, to make the page feel still part of the book, even though it's very different. Here again, I didn't write, mainly because this is a blank page with no lines, and I always struggle to write on completely blank pages. I think the urge would be to like sketch something, but I also didn't feel like doing that, so I left it blank. Again, salvage bits and bobs. You will see that these ones are always missing on the side because the 4 or the month is always chopped out from this section here. And then then a new week starts, and I did another weekly overview. So this border here was actually a little note, like a letter paper, but it was quite a lot smaller, so I had to like salvage the corners and kind of patchwork them in, so at points they're not perfectly aligned, like the pattern kind of skips a bit because I had to cut it. But I really like it how it looks now. So here, for example, is the other seam on the vertical point, so I could make it as big as the page. So here I didn't have enough of the scallops left anymore, and I just used like a holographic little sticker thingy. So that's that. And at the back here, I saved the space for like a picture or like ephemera from the week, but somehow the week was super boring and I had absolutely nothing important to share, so this is still blank. I might put something. I might go back through my phone and print out a picture to put on here. Maybe we will see. And then I went back to just decorating the page because I didn't really have time or energy to do so. And to make this section less empty, you just put a washi tape on there, and then everything looks a bit more balanced, and we can move on. Oh, I really like this page. So again, this is the olive washi tape by Salam Creative, and I just chopped out loads of little flowers from a couple of different other designers and stuck them down. Some of them are washi, some of them are pet tape, but I think it looks really nice and very wildflower meadowy, so really like that. And then I've done another page where I cut out a section of the page. So this side is the side that keeps everything attached, and this side is basically my study plan for the next couple of months. And again, here I've cut out the hole for the number 4 to shine through, and utilize 2 stickers to indicate this important page over here. And then that's basically it for April. This is my May title page to celebrate my new kitty, or my adoption of Pepsi. And this sticker, this cat, you can see it misses its tail because I chopped the tail out, because Pepsi has had his tail amputated due to a horrific accident. And we don't know exactly what happened to him because that happened before I adopted him. And yeah, the rescuers also didn't know how his tail got injured, but they basically took him in and took him to the vets for his tail to be amputated. The poor little sausage. So now most of my cat, I think, most of my cat stickers, I'm gonna have to do a bit of surgery to make it Pepsi appropriate to put in my books, but you know, I don't know, it's very special. So yeah, so this is that, and that would be my April flip through in my Avec. And oops, you just saw a May page. I am really happy that I have started to cut into my Hobonichi, and I would like to hear from you what you think of it, because in my mind I think it's an interesting way of using the Hobonichi, and I don't think I've come across anyone using it like I'm doing it now by just cutting and inserting like paper. So I want to kind of hear what you guys think, whether maybe Hobonichi should just be left alone and we should just continue the tradition that we've always had, you know, just by decorating a page like so, and then just to write in it and to memory keep, rather than chopping pages and not putting that much in it even. But yeah, it's just because I feel like I want to have some of me that is very, I think, apparent in the TN in my Hobonichi, and I think it's working a little bit. I am a little bit more content now in my Hobonichi than I was before, when it's just washi stickers and, you know, things like that. But yeah, I don't know, I would like to hear your opinion, because that, you know, it'd be nice to hear, and maybe you have like some other thoughts of how I could make maybe me using Hobonichi a bit more fun. I see a lot of journaling folk that have really neat Hobonichi pages, or just generally speaking, like generally really nice neat handwriting. Everything is like really well defined, and they do their own grids, and it looks amazing, and it doesn't necessarily actually have to be in a Hobonichi, but I just don't think I can. I think my main problem is that my handwriting isn't that neat, so it's never going to look that good, because it will never look that neat when I start writing. So I don't think I can go down the neat route, but is this chopping up maybe a bit too much? But then also, you know, do I need to worry what other people think? Should I not just do what I kind of enjoy? And this is kind of what I enjoy. It's been fun so far. Like I literally spend hours on doing a page, and then like it so much I don't bother actually writing in it, and I'm okay with it. And I love the emptiness in some aspects, more so than it being overly full. So yeah, anyway, just let me know what you think, or you know, let me know what you think about these planner magnets, or have you ordered any of the TCMC things or the Salam Creative things? Are you equally guilty for buying washi tape that you do not need, because you know, one single washi tape will do the job of sticking stuff down? So yeah, let me know, and let's share in the guild together. But thank you again for being patient. I hope I'll be able to put out a video each week again. If not, I will try every 2 weeks. But yeah, I hope you have a nice weekend, a nice remaining day, and see you soon. Bye bye.